4.
It's episode 24. Yeah, I'm live for episode number 24.
Yeah.
We've just been discussing Jason's various traffic tickets.
Yikes.
Yeah.
That's it for that. The title of this episode is Oasis Village Kray, which will become
Kray.
Apparent, hopefully momentarily. Last time was a doozy. We had a little dream sequence that Ravi and Hajate were taking part in. Dream date, I guess you might say it was, for both of them.
Robbie wore a dress. Aw, how
We
cute.
got a view of what their potential children might look like. Wasn't intentional,
Hideous.
but I guess it's something that could have happened.
Human skin snakes.
While Ravi was despairing in the dream, feeling cut off from his god and terrified of the world that he found himself in, Hajate was growing closer to her girlfriend Illyra. They haven't necessarily told each other, like discussed terms with one another, but that seems to be the implication. They slept through the night while Kriv and Arvistan defended them from vultures. Kriv very violently, also, with some harsh language for them. We're seeing a different side of Kriv at this point.
I don't even remember what I said.
You told him straight up you were going to kill him.
Oh, well.
It's pretty new.
Yeah.
Say stuff like that.
Arvistan and Kriv,
You're going to die.
they were aided by the party's bird companion Shell, who was very protective of Hajate while she was unconscious, and not anymore after she woke up.
Which Shell bit the hell out of me and dropped me a lot of health.
Not very protective of Arvistan in the same way. But Ravi and Hajate suffered some ill effects from drinking the potion. They've lost some of their maximum hit points, and they are exhausted today. So we'll pick up now. You guys are all packed up and ready to continue on the trail to Tarsaria. The next stop on the map that Kriv has written down and that Hajate has interpreted should be a mesa. If you're unfamiliar with the term, it's one of those large things they have in the southwest United States. These big rock formations that just sort of have sheer cliffs and then a flat top on top of them. There should be a village there that has an oasis people can use to stock up on water if they're making the journey from New Sanctum to Kyrenia. Or the other way around, which is what you're doing right now. So what's the plan?
What time of the day is it by this time? When?
Still early morning. You woke up not too long after sunrise, and then you guys had to have a little bit of conversation about the events that transpired during the night. So I'd say that maybe took about an hour for you guys to hash all that out, figure out what happened to Kriv with the prank that they played on everybody, and get your the vulture that you chopped up and were saving for later all put together, and your camp packed back up. So probably just about, what would be like 8 o'clock in the morning or so.
All right. I guess the only thing that we can do right now is just grab our stuff. If everybody ate, let's just get the hell out of here. Or do you guys need to take a little rest? Actually rest. But the sun is gonna be on top of us, which is gonna kind of suck. I don't know how much rest you guys are gonna be able to take. What do you guys think you can keep on moving from here on out?
It would be easier if I could ride the bird. I'm just gonna look at her. She's not gonna respond, of course.
She does not care. She is pruning. She lifts up one wing and pecks at the feathers underneath that wing. Sort of pulls some out, and you see a couple drift down to the floor and land in the sand.
Supportive as usual. It's fine. We'll be fine. Probably.
All right.
Turn into a bird.
We were during the last fight. Not helpful at all. Seems like you guys can handle it.
All right. Let's pick up everything. Let's get the hell out of here and keep on moving then.
All right.
Ravi, any ideas? You're good with this?
Not the first time I've had to work exhausted since we've met, and I'm sure it won't be the last.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Let's get the hell out of here then.
All right. What's our marching order? What's our formation as we're moving forward? Are we all walking, with our elbows hooked together like Wizard of Oz?
Skipping, I think.
Yeah, probably singing.
I don't know much about skipping.
We're going single file. What's the plan here?
We could do like 2 by 2.
Yeah.
Just do it super casual and have everybody just walking wherever.
Okay.
I mean, I would probably be out a little bit in front, as I am often the party leader when it comes to marching in case of danger.
Yeah, but
also
you're exhausted, so
I'm exhausted with 10 max HP gone, but
exactly. So you
Yeah.
should,
I would think Kriv would be kind of up front because not
Yeah.
exhausted or hurt and understands the map.
Yup.
I'm
There
good
we
with that. Have the person who knows the map lead the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get out of here, Robbie.
There you go.
I
Crave,
mean, if you want to take the lead, by all means, I am glad to not be the first to be pecked or bludgeoned or mauled this time.
Ooh, quick question.
maybe answer.
Yes.
Injured in the fall, and then got permanent hit point damage. Is that like added together? She didn't really, or she wouldn't have healed from the fall, right?
I would just take your permanent hit points down. So I'll say that you're at your max, your new lower max.
Okay. I was just wondering if it was like in addition to.
Yeah.
Not like me that I got pecked by somebody and looking to show like.
That's not my problem.
If one of you guys gets too tired, I can turn into a bird or something that can be ridden
Don't
as
tell
well,
them
but I
because
can
they'll
only
say it
help
right
one.
now.
You could turn into Shell.
Yeah. But then you'd have to be in charge of directing.
Yeah, you can't fall asleep.
Oh. We'll wait.
Okay. Does that mean that we've got Kriv has been promoted to, like assistant manager of marching?
Yeah.
Team leader.
Assistant
Although-
to the assistant manager.
You're the new team leader, Kriv.
Welcome to team
welcome.
lead.
We're gonna-
Demotion for Ravi.
We're gonna
It's
put
okay.
the guy when they say, "Who's your leader?" We're gonna shove you in front.
Nah.
I think you should
it's
be talking,
not okay.
Kadute, but
That doesn't
that's
seem to be
okay.
going great, no.
Oh, come on. It's so fun. You make decisions like killing a goblin. Hobgoblin. It's okay, he's my friend.
All right. He is now. His skull is, at least. So you guys will continue on. Make your way for this next stop on the trail. This village on top of a mesa. What are you guys doing to beat the heat today? It is going to be a roasty toasty one. I haven't had a request for the weather report, but we're looking at somewhere around like 94 degrees. Bright sunny day.
94.
No humidity, of course, so at least it's a dry heat. But it will bake you. There's nothing in the natural outcroppings that's really protecting you right now.
Well, I can make more water if we need that.
Yeah, I think that would be. Actually, I think that's the only choice.
Yeah, I don't really know that we actually prepared in any way for this part of the trip.
No. By the way, note: I am carrying with me the part of the skin of the griffin bird.
Okay, that vulture griffin.
Yeah, the vulture griffin. I'm carrying part of the skin of it.
Sure. Did you pluck it first, or
Yes,
do
yes,
you
it's
have the
like
skin
no,
with
I didn't
feathers
pluck
on?
it. I didn't pluck
Okay.
it. I only clean it out, washed it a little bit with a little bit of water and everything like that. It's kind of drying out at the moment.
All right. How are you carrying that?
I'm kind of dragging it. I
Okay.
like tied it to my waist with the skin side up, kind of drying it so the heat just hits and dries the skin, kind of sorta.
All right. Yeah. Well, that
Yeah.
works fine.
You're not wearing it like a creepy wet blanket.
I will say that as it dries, it's going to harden. I mean, at least if you're doing it right, and then you'll have to put in some effort to try to soften it again.
Yeah,
But that's
perfect.
fine. So as long as we're making sort of frequent stops to rehydrate and wash ourselves down,
Yeah.
you should be okay going through the heat. Kriv, does that
Awesome.
cost a spell slot to make some water?
Yeah, I can mark one down. It's the create or destroy water, so it can be up to the 10 gallons. Assume that
Okay.
would last us a day, maybe.
It would, if you could contain it in some
Yeah.
way after you made it.
I specifically bought a few different drink containers before we left.
Yeah, you should be able
Karenia.
to carry it at least enough to drink from. And in the time that you stop, you can kind of like dunk your head or whatever, I
Yeah,
think
make it
Ravi had
rain.
made a little turban out of his clothes, and you can dunk that in the water and wrap it around, so you got a nice, cool headpiece. It's
Can do that
cool
thing
in
where you
two
make
ways.
Make it like make the ground mud and just put the mud on you.
Yeah, like Predator.
Yeah.
Not for the same reason.
See if it helps.
I make a perception check.
What are you looking for?
See if there's any new that one vulture or anything like that following us all the way to the top. I roll a 13.
You looking up?
Yes.
Okay. You're not seeing any vultures. It's a very clear day, so you think you'd have a pretty good idea if there were any anywhere near you. But it doesn't seem like that's the case today.
Okay. Cool. Keep an eye to that sucker.
All right. So you'll go for most of the morning and into the sort of the mid-afternoon. You stop around noon when the sun's at its highest, and it should be getting to be the warmest for Kriv to cast the water spell, so that everybody can take a little break and rehydrate and replenish themselves. Once you start getting later into the day, you see the sun starting to go down and the shadows are getting a lot longer. You'll reach that mesa that's meant to have this village on top of it. The path that leads up to where the village is kind of precarious. So it's going to take a couple of checks to get up there without having too many problems. For those of you who are exhausted, that might be a little bit more difficult.
Is it wide or whatever enough that if I did turn into like an axe beak or something that I could fit to help try to carry someone?
Well, axe beaks are incredibly versatile, and when we were talking to Roper back in the forest, and he offered to put up your horse, saying that the horse would not be able to traverse the desert without some difficulty. He didn't say anything about your bird, who should still be fine. They come in all shapes and sizes, and they can do all sorts of different things. So as long as you're sort of like a climbable variant of an axe beak, which you would be familiar with, you're from a mountain village, so if you've seen one before Shell, it would have been one that was in the mountains. You should be able to climb almost with sort of the capabilities of a mountain goat.
I was gonna say I can also turn into a goat if I
Turning
have
into a
to.
mountain goat would work even better.
I just mean, like, is it, like, big enough for something, not just, like, a biped, like, humanish-sized creature? I'm trying to figure out what animals I've seen.
Would we be able to hold on to Kriv as like a not carrying but like a crutch type of situation?
I'd give one of you that. But if it really depends on the way that Kriv's going to try to climb and the creature that they're going to try to turn into. Because,
And how good I roll.
Yeah, a mountain
Because
goat,
goats are gonna hip hop.
yeah, they're really going to, get into really tight spaces that seem like they're impossible to stand on. And so them standing there makes it difficult for you to be standing anywhere and hold on to them as a crutch. But there's lots of climbing animals.
If I've seen one, I think I can technically turn into a giant goat, which I don't know if that's more helpful than a normal goat.
It's
You'd
bigger.
think they'd still hop though. A lot of hopping.
A
Theoretically,
giant
they're probably
goat.
stronger.
They'd be stronger and they'd be larger, so it wouldn't require someone to use you as a crutch. They could just ride you.
Yeah, that was what I was thinking, to at least try to help someone. Not that I can guarantee I'll roll any better, but I'm not at disadvantage.
You're riding a goat and the goat just.
Yeah. Being a goat would help, I think.
So is this going to be the plan, at least for you, Kriv, to climb up to the top of the mesa, to transform into a giant goat, and use your goat qualities to
Goat qualities.
get to the top?
I would certainly ask if someone would want to do that, because if no one wants to,
Is
then
this
that seems kind of silly.
athletics or
Yeah, I
acrobatics?
don't even know what that would be.
You're exhausted right now, so hey, if you want me, I can try and do it. That's an athletics check?
It depends on the way that you want to get up. So you'll have to describe to me exactly what sort of method you're going to try to get to climb. There is sort of a switchback path, but it's broken in some places. It's very narrow and shoddy in some other places. So it's kind of a difficult one to traverse. So it's up to you how you want to climb. If you want to just climb up the sheer cliff face itself, if you want to follow the path and try to jump across gaps.
I will follow the path and jump across
I'm just gonna
the
do
gaps.
backflips up the side of the.
Just go parkour straight up.
Yeah, parkour the living hell out of it.
If you want
Like,
to
is there a way to like?
turn off clipping and just go inside of the mountain and just jump
Yes.
all the way up to the top,
Exactly.
could try that.
Let's do
I
that.
can.
I understand it's going to be to jump across the gaps in the path and follow the path. It's going to be an acrobatics check.
Acrobatics. Okay,
Okay, going for that one.
that's a 14.
I'll say.
we-
Also, I do have a rope that, like, if one person get across, we can toss them the rope, and
Yeah,
they can use it to help everyone else come across.
I'm taking
Okay.
the rope with me, but
Well-
if that
Does someone want help?
Well,
Like,
I
Okay,
mean,
but if
I
you
would
turn
take
into a
help.
goat and bring the rope with,
that's already a lot of help.
that's
is
helpful.
it?
Yeah.
And
I'll just-
you could unturn into a goat, I guess, but if you want to permanently be a goat for a while, you
Well,
wouldn't
I mean, I can
tie
turn into an
anything.
animal one more time today. So,
well, that might be a waste. What if the
Well,
Okay. What if?
I'm
Hang
saying
on.
because two of you
Wait.
have it disadvantage.
Wait.
If you
I
want
got
to not have to make
14
the
on
attack.
acrobatics. Is that enough? 14 on acrobatics, is that enough?
that'll get you about halfway up.
Halfway up.
Yeah.
And do I need to roll for another one?
You'll have to roll to get further again, yeah.
Further again.
Now,
okay.
Aristan's already moving up the cliff. Everybody
yeah,
else is at
if
the
you're
bottom.
making rolls, you're up
with
there.
with rope on my neck, like just taking it. Robbie passed me the rope and I grabbed it and I'm
Oh,
going up
oh,
there.
Robbie, when did
There-
you decide that?
There goes my rope. How sad.
Nope, baby. That's a 22.
Okay.
Well, that's good. You're still up there, and I'm still down here, and I have no rope.
Aristan
Yeah.
keeps going up and gets all the way up
Planning, he just
to
booked
the
it.
top.
All
Well-
right, and I toss the rope downstairs.
Okay, well, before
I-
you
I
toss
look
the
at-
rope, let me know,
Yeah.
how much rope do you have? How long is your rope?
Let me double check real quick. It's at least 50 feet. It might be 100. Hang on.
I feel like I have rope.
Please make it
He
100.
just took off.
Most people just kind of have rope. He's taken Robbie's rope,
Yeah.
but he hasn't taken anyone else's rope.
Yeah, he's gone.
I actually have
No more.
200 feet of rope.
Okay,
wow.
there we go.
Wow.
It's not enough, Dave.
You can't just steal that.
Let's just appreciate the logistics of somebody carrying a coil of 200 feet of
It's a
rope.
fantasy game, Dave.
If I was carrying that right now, I could hold nothing else. It's so much rope.
I mean, okay.
another
As someone who's
rope.
done with extension cords, if you loop them around in a circle and tie them off, you can actually sling them over your shoulders and kind of walk with them by your side. That's not
Yeah.
terrible.
We'll have to input that into Robbie's character design, just the sheer amount of rope he has looped around him.
Oh,
Okay.
But no, rope is, yeah,
It's
it's
gotta
magic,
be,
pockets,
like,
whatever.
Building strength,
Okay,
right?
does it make it
building
better
strength.
does it make it better if I just grab one end of the rope and I just climb with it while just pulling the rope upwards?
I wouldn't
You know
say
what?
so. I
If
wouldn't.
you go through that whole path with the rope, you'd probably get to the end, and we would still have the rope.
I mean, yeah, I'm already all the way up. I already made it, so
200 feet of rope is enough.
How is the rope helping? Also, I'm not entirely sure I understand.
We're going to find out. He's tossing it down.
We just have one.
Arvistan doesn't do the whole plan at once. He does it
No.
one step at a time.
Rope. Okay, that was what
All we have to do is shout up at him that he's got to come back real quick.
why? First of all,
back.
I make making a roll for a perception check. Not 20. Let's go.
What are you
What
looking
do
for?
I
I
see
didn't
up
call
there?
for a roll.
What do I see up there? I'm trying to see what I can see up there, all the way on the top.
Are you on
And-
your own mission?
He's out of control.
Hey.
Guys, we need to be faster than this.
So Arvistan climbs
feel
up
like
to the
Grog
top of the
right
mesa. Since you're making so many decisions without consulting your DM first, I'm going to tell you what happens based on what you've said. Arvistan swipes Robbie's rope, seemingly without permission, and darts up the side of the
Without
mesa,
effort either.
following this. For the first half,
God.
it seems like he's trying to still figure out the footing, understand the path a little bit better. So he almost slips a couple times. But once he's up to the second half, he is doing backflips and cartwheels. He's really making a show of how fantastic he is at going up to the top of the mesa. Once he gets there, he unslings this coil of 200 feet of rope. He takes that big ring and he throws the whole thing all the way back down to Robbie. And then he turns around and looks.
When
I have to dodge my own
the
rope?
down is
No.
I stay
I'm
with
sorry.
one end and toss the rest of it down.
Oh,
we're
you
not
thought that,
specific
but you
enough.
didn't say it. And you're skipping ahead too much, so we had to go on to the next thing. Now, you said a 20 on perception?
A nat 20.
A natural 20.
So that'll be 24 overall.
So you'll be able to turn around and see the village behind you. It's very quiet and dusty. You can see the spot where the oasis should be. This like pool that should contain all this water, but it's bone dry. There aren't even any plants around it. You turn, you look, you try to peer through windows, small houses in this tiny little village. It's really just more of a rest stop for people passing through, but you don't see anyone here.
Okay, no
So what the hell is up there?
signs of footprints or anything like that.
No footprints. No one seems to have come this way. You have
And
to
how
go
long-
further into the village to really fully investigate it.
Okay.
But from your current position, you can see quite a lot from where you are. It's just a big flat area up here, so you see most of the village from just your one vantage point. But the oasis is gone, and you don't see any people there.
I screamed out, "Well, guys, There's nothing up here.
Use
I
the
don't think
rope.
You guys hear that? I think
Yep.
it's winds of change.
God. Yeah, I guess so.
Can I tie the rope somewhere so they can climb up?
You threw the rope down.
No, we have it.
But you're
I'm
up
holding
there.
a
All right.
200 feet of rope.
I just sit down on the edge and look at them climbing over. Like, oops, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And I just wait for them.
So
Wow.
the plan was, Kriv, is that we'd give you the rope. You would tie it onto yourself. We'd tie it onto you after you were in goat form. You would
Yeah,
climb
exactly. Mm-hmm.
up, and then you and Arvistan would help pull us up as we
Mhm.
use the rope to help us climb.
Yeah. Hopefully you would like wrap around a tree or something.
I don't know
Not-
where a tree
don't
would
just-
be.
Don't just throw it back down. Do
Very-
anything but
Probably
that.
probably not part of the plan.
It's a novel idea to come up with the whole plan first, and then execute it.
I can say my strength is
See if it
garbage.
works.
So the idea is that climbing up the rope would be, in like practical terms, like less checks than climbing, like taking the path.
Climbing the rope should be easier.
Okay, I can do that. I'll turn into a giant goat, so I'm notably stronger than Kriv is,
All right.
and try, I guess, tie it to my horns or something. Good luck getting Arvistan to understand this plan, though,
Horns. Oh my God.
when I get up there, because I'm gonna be a lot more helpful as a giant goat still.
Okay. Yeah.
It's fair. Yeah, I'll help fasten it around their horns.
Okay. Yeah. You can get a nice little rope crown going
Nice.
on your head, and then I'll just need an athletics check. Since you are a giant mountain goat climbing up, I'll give you advantage on that.
Cool. What color do you think a goat is?
A goat,
go with
like
that
a
one.
mountain
White?
goat. Yeah.
I
Like-
needed to pick a dice really fast.
Beige. Do you have beige?
I picked the wrong one, but let's see. This
Pick
is,
red.
I'm sorry, what check again?
Athletics. You can make it with advantage, and make a goat
Oh.
athletics check, please.
That's good. Athletics is strength, okay. That's notably better. 18.
Okay, so you'll see the big Kriv. Now, a giant goat isn't necessarily a massive creature, but I'd say like as big as a moose.
Holy God.
That's really
That's
big.
That
pretty
is a
big.
massive
That's
creature.
bigger than I thought.
Big, but it's not like a blue whale or something, you know.
Fair enough.
It couldn't just step up the cliffside.
It's not Babe the big blue ox.
Can't I just do that? What animal would be?
I think you gotta be a few levels higher to be a colossal-sized animal.
Can you just be an actual whale on land?
We'll get, yeah. As soon as you see a Brachiosaurus, we'll get that working.
Okay, I'll work on it.
Working.
Yeah. So Kriv will just start to kind of bound up, step on little footholds that you don't really notice are there. Arvistan, Kriv is moving very quickly in this goat form, climbing up towards where you are. And at the very last step, that last leap, Kriv is going
Kick
to
him in
leap
the face.
right over top of Arvistan, like a Free Willy moment. Leap over and land just behind him. And you'll see that rope trailing behind Kriv and sort of flaying around as they're moving and striking.
Rib, you should have kicked
side
him.
everywhere.
You should have kicked him in the head.
I'll grab the rope and see if there's anything around that I can tie the rope to.
You gonna
If-
throw it back?
If not, I can just. I mean, I can't say anything. I'm a goat. I don't know.
I mean, my plan was for them to just be an anchor because they are a large animal that probably weighs 500 pounds.
Right? Moose?
yeah,
That's
and-
way bigger than I thought.
All right,
That's bigger than a
perfect.
horse.
I grab the rope and I tell Kriv, stay still, don't move, and I wrap it around her belly. And when I see
Okay.
that they're like anybody pulls on it, that they're grabbing it, waiting for us, I say I grab Oh god, I'm gonna pay for these so bad.
You could also hold the rope.
No,
Or
it's
like
a better
not tie
idea.
it around a
Who's the
soft
first
part
one
of a
First of
goat.
all, who's the first one grabbing the rope?
Can you not
Who is
like
the first one grabbing the rope?
amputate the bottom half of a goat?
Let's cut back to Ravi and Ajite. Split like you guys always do again. Back down on the sandy floor, on the surface. The rope is dangling down. Kriv has made it up to the top. Now, how do you guys want to tackle this? Is your plan to have Kriv stand still and you climb up the rope, or are you going to try to grab the rope and then have Kriv try to pull you?
As we did communicate with Kriv the plan of having them move, I think it's best just to do it one at a time, tie the rope around one person's waist, have them try to climb up, so that way even if the thing fits, they get caught before they hit the bottom of the ground, hopefully.
Okay.
And then hopefully Arvistan picks up with the ability to see down the cliff to just help pull.
Hopefully.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Now, on top of the cliff, Arvistan, tell us about your new plan that you've
All
discussed
right.
with no one.
Tie the rope around Chris, and I go over
it's
to the
already
edge.
on crib.
No, it's not on Kriv. I grab it, tie it on Kriv, and drop it so they can grab it, and say, "Are you guys tied down? Or whoever the first one is, are you tied down?" I scream downstairs and yell at it.
I will look at Hazate. Do you want to go first?
I can't even hear what he's saying.
I think he's asking if one of us is secured to the rope.
I feel like this is more dangerous than just climbing up.
If I wasn't so damn tired, I would probably agree.
All right, well, why don't you go first? You're heavier.
I will try to secure the rope to myself, and then I will start to pull myself up the rope.
Okay.
Rope!
Are you good?
I think so.
Okay, hold on. I turn around and I say, "Kriv, you ready?" And I slap her in the back. Bam!
I knew it was gonna happen. I knew it.
Yeah, I'm
Whoa.
gonna go
She
for
can
it, headbutt him.
Headbutt him?
Yeah, like real fast, so I can try
Off
to
the cliff!
actually help
Off
my
the
friends.
cliff!
Make an attack roll.
I gotta figure out what that means as a goat.
Can
As
you
a
send
giant
him
goat.
flying off the cliff?
This has gone in a way different direction than
Is
ever
that just a
intended.
straight roll?
+5 to hit.
Oh, that's notably better. Okay, that's 13.
13 does not hit Arvistan's
Nope.
armor class.
Darn it! No cool advantage because I'm so close because he's standing there and hit me.
Nope.
Element of surprise, I think. I'd be surprised.
I think that's just extra damage, not extra to attack.
Very sad.
But yes, Kriv is able to sufficiently communicate to you, Arvistan, that what you've just done is not okay.
Well, I'm not in an attack sequence, so you can always try again.
Yeah, no, I'm going to try to start, I guess, walking away from the edge of the cliff to try to help bring Robbie up.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense, right?
I will probably have a slight heart attack as Kriv runs at Arvistan. I'm just swinging on the rope. Oh, God!
I wasn't running because he was standing right there.
Okay, so you
that
tried
was
to,
the whole point.
Just a quick turnaround.
There you go. Okay, that's not
Don't
too
worry,
bad.
there's a plan if he tries to get in the way again. So.
I like it. So yeah, I will try to climb up the rope.
Okay, I'll have, this is going to be the two of you working together. Kriv's going to make just a basic strength check, and Ravi is going to make an athletics check. He's got disadvantage because of how tired he is.
We said goat is red, so we're going to change that up. Strength, you said?
They've got red.
I got a 9.
Okay, so Ravi's not doing super great at climbing the rope.
You said a strength roll?
Yep.
Okay, so, 15.
Okay. So Ravi keeps slipping while he gets up. And with his 9 strength, he doesn't really get himself so far up that he plummets too far when he lets go of the rope on a slip, so he doesn't get like jerked at the bottom when he hits it. So he just drops a couple times, but he only does like a couple feet, and he just kind of swings there for a second before he recovers himself and tries to climb again. So he doesn't make very much progress, but Kriv, slowly and surely, you just sort of walk away from the cliff, and the rope pulls on the edge. The fulcrum helps you a lot to be able to pull Ravi up. Hajite gets left down at the floor with no rope around and no friends. Kriv, you sort of walk into the village as you're going. We dropped nearly 200 feet of rope down, minus whatever it was that we had to tie around you to secure you in the first place. So you kind of get a better look than even Arvistan did when he was looking from the edge into the village. You see a lot of the similarities between this village and that outpost that you saw at the edge of the woods when you first came into Tarsaria. Some of that loose, upturned earth. You don't see footprints. It doesn't look like anybody who was here ran away anywhere. And some of the buildings are torn up. The doors are caved in. Some places the walls are sort of knocked down. And you can see inside of the people's homes. Some of them even had tables set for dinner. And the dishes are crashed onto the floor. All the food is gone. And the people aren't there anymore.
Anything else? Like, it wasn't so recent that someone's still there?
There doesn't seem to be any sign of anyone there.
Okay.
But yeah, you'll go far enough. You'll eventually be able to sort of turn your way around one of those buildings. It still has enough of a structure to be, stable and sound, and use that also as you're pulling, so you can cut your way back towards the cliff. And the rope will go up on the edge of the cliff and around this building to take even more of the stress off of you. Arvistan doesn't do anything anymore. He's just watching, hopefully politely at this point, as you slowly bring Ravi up to the top. What you can do, Arvistan, if you want, is when Ravi reaches that place, the very edge of the precipice, you can help him up.
Yeah, I'll help him pop, and then seeing that it wasn't fast enough to get him up, I'll help next time to bring Hashote.
I'll kind of just glare at him for a moment for just tossing down my rope in the first place, and then I'll let it out. I'm not going to say anything. Just... and then I will unfasten myself, and at this point, if Kriv has come around the building, are they looking like back towards us?
Yeah, they'd be turning around and looking in your direction now. And there's that trail of rope going behind them that goes around the building and leads all the way back to you.
I mean, if there's not enough rope, I can backtrack too and just...
Yeah, I was going to motion for them to kind of come back across, kind of like wave them over.
Right. Whether you just continue forward, Kriv, or you try to go back around the building, it's easy to regather the rope. And just take it from you. It's wrapped around your horns and now also around your torso.
Yeah, not super big on that. But...
added stability, I guess. And then there's just that long trail that goes behind you. Ravi and Arvistan will work together to gather that up, get it into a nice little bunch again, or they might coil it if they're feeling very proper, I guess, efficient. Instead of just getting a big pile of rope. What do you do with it once you're all three of you back together again?
Go ahead.
I think we should just toss down the rope to Hazote, have her tie herself up, and Kriv will pull again, and we'll all be safe.
Welcome to the top, Rabbi!
Thanks.
I glare at Arvistan really quick, like really pointedly.
Yeah, it's kind of creepy because Kriv has those goat eyes that have like the slit pupils, the rectangles in there.
That was part of it, yeah.
Yeah. Looking into those eyes, you think like, oh, that's why those are associated with the devil.
Oh, I want them to still be red, like my normal eyes, to make it worse.
Yeah, so there's one cloudy one.
Yeah.
I like it. I will toss down the other side of the rope back to Hazote. Do I notice the death glare that Kriv is getting Arvistan?
It's up to you. You can make a perception check if
Sure.
you're paying attention to what your companions are doing while you're trying to do something practical.
I mean,
Why is everybody hating on me
throwing
today?
it down. 14.
Yeah, I'd say you could see that. Whether or not you parse the intent is iffy, but based on your inference of having spent enough time with Arvstan and Kriv to kind of understand them as characters a little bit better and your relationship to them and their relationship to each other. Looking at Arvstan is about 50% of the time glaring at him. So
That's fair. Arvistan, what did you do to piss Kriv off? They are not looking happy with you.
I don't know. Like I was trying to help, and then I just like on the like we saw on the dogs that they hit the horse in the back so they can start running fast. I did the same thing to Kriv, and I thought it would work. So I don't know what I did bad.
I'm gonna kick him.
Are you telling me that you slapped their ass to get them to run?
Yeah, just like I saw in the dogs
Hello?
when people were
The
doing it
rope
with the
should be up there
horses.
by now. I would hope. Unless I got stuck.
I'll just say you can tie the rope around. If you're trying to climb, it might be best to like make a little harness around yourself to then be able to climb with it. But if you don't have any intentions of actually putting forth effort, you could just make a little loop and then like step in it.
Well,
And then you just have to hold on while they pull you up.
while I was waiting for the peanut gallery to chit-chat up there, I decided I was going to climb up.
Okay.
So I had tied it to me just in case,
Right.
but I started climbing.
That's going to be an athletics check.
Hilariously,
At disadvantage too. Remember.
2 19s.
2 19s.
I like it.
Yes. I did, and put it in the chat and said, "You won't believe this shit."
Well, hand over hand, Hajite is climbing up. Ravi and Arvstan are talking about, the ethics of spanking people when they're in animal form.
I was trying to kick him, by the way. I think I might have not been heard, but I was trying to kick him. As he explained it, like, I don't know!
Okay, so while Hajite is climbing, Kriv, make another attack roll.
Okay.
Come on.
Please do not jerk the rope. I'm doing well.
16?
16 will hit
It does hit.
Arvstan.
Yep.
You're going to take some damage now.
Hard.
Story of my life.
That's
Animal
going to be,
like
2d4 plus 3.
Damn.
8.
8 damage for Arvstan.
All right, that puts me at 31.
Joining the 31 crew. All right.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's...
Is that 31?
Yeah, I had 39.
Well,
Makes 8
that-
damage. That's 31.
That's with bird damage?
Yeah. He's got the most hit points of anybody.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
I have 46.
Damn.
I mean, not currently. Currently, Hajite
Yeah,
has
not
the most hit
currently.
points.
But
Despite her weakened state, Hajite has no problem pulling herself up the rope. She don't need help from no goat.
see
She
how
gets
it
up
is.
onto the top and pulls herself up while Kriv is kicking Arvstan.
I feel very unappreciated so far.
You've done great.
Ow! Ow! Why are you hitting me, Griff? What the hell?
I mean, you spanked them. And
Yeah.
that's a good reason to get kicked in the face in
Isn't that a
Tarsaria,
normal
anyway.
thing? Isn't that a normal thing to motivate people to run? Like I saw it several times at the docks, people doing it to horses, and horses started running. I thought that would work. I mean, I don't know.
I've got. There's not enough time for me to tell you all of the logistical flaws in your plan. And then I'll kind of turn and talk in the general direction of Kriv. Kriv, Hazote's up. I think we're good. Thank you.
Okay. I will no longer be a giant goat.
Are you sure? You sure you don't want to stay a goat?
That's very fair.
I'm not gonna take damage from your goat. But you can't cast spells, and that's a downside.
I'm gonna be tired, but I'm gonna pat the goat on the head. Good job. Good job, Kriv.
Yeah, if we didn't see anything like living, I'll be a goat. I'm angry. I'm gonna stay a cranky goat.
Are we keeping the rope tied around Kriv, or is that going to be removed by someone?
I would probably remove it and take
Okay.
back my rope.
So yeah, you're now all up in the village. According to Kriv's map, which you can't access right now, but Kriv and Hajite would be aware of this, the Oasis village on top of the mesa is called Kray. Kray.
That's the name of the village?
Yes. Currently, it is barren, unoccupied. Doesn't even have the oasis that it was built around.
Kray, C-R-A-Y?
Kray.
K-R-A-Y.
Write whatever you want. So, what would the four of you like to do now that you're there?
I would say we should go in and start walking around this deserted town and see what we can find out.
Okay.
I think we should be cautious, but I agree.
I'll take an investigation check from anyone that wants to search some of these homes.
Yes.
Yeah. My intelligence has gotten lower, and it was already quite bad.
What is it? Is perception?
Investigation.
Investigation.
It's a 7 for me, an 11 minus 4.
Okay.
15. 15 for me.
I walked in proudly and got an 11.
All right.
I got a 5.
Okay. Slightly worse than a goat.
Exactly.
I understand you're really the only one that could make any headway looking around. As you go through, you see it's not a very large village. There may be just like a couple families that live here. And really the only thing that they were doing here was, tending to this oasis and looking out for travelers as they came past on the road that goes through here. So they don't farm anything. They don't have much around with them. And they don't even have like a building set up for those people to stay in. I think most people would just come and camp nearby the water, and that's what they would do before they moved on, and that the villagers there just sort of, traded with them for some of the fruits that would have grown in the trees near this little oasis pond, or some of the other goods that the travelers might be carrying with them, just to kind of stay here and make a little home. So it's kind of like little frontier houses, very small buildings, usually like a single room that just has a couple of beds and maybe a table. They spend most of their lives outside, just kind of wandering about on top of the mesa and tending after it. All those people are gone. They don't have anything valuable left behind, but it doesn't look like they took anything with them. You don't see any of those belongings that you would expect to be packed up if someone was leaving in a rush. They still have clothes left there. All their bedding is still there. But any of the food that they had stored has disappeared, along with the people themselves.
Okay. Uh, do I find anything like uh skeleton wise?
No skeletons, no specks of blood, nothing.
With the deterioration and all the stuff that this Oasis has been, can I like determine how long it's been like it is?
Well, with your 15 investigation, you kind of get like a rough estimate
Okay.
that it's been, between 1 and 6 months since this place was deserted. So, not very recent. It's been a little bit.
Hmm. Well, guys, I think we found another deserted place. There's no water. There's nothing around. Like,
Can Hashtate tell if there's a bug scuffle?
Yeah, let's have you make a history check. Hajate's got to go through her own internal backlog of bug reports.
A natural 20.
Ooh. Unnatural 20?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, very good. Yeah, it looks a lot like the outpost that you saw when you first got to Tarsaria, and you kind of determined that that seemed to have been a bug attack. So it stands to reason that that's what happened here also.
Well, everyone, it looks like those bug creatures have kind of been everywhere.
so you're saying this is the same as that first place that we found?
Yeah, it seems like it. Maybe all
Hmm.
the areas out in the outcropping of the city just aren't doing well.
What time is this transcurring right now after all day walking and everything like that? We climb and everything like that.
We're getting
What
into sunset.
into sunset? I think this is a better place than anywhere that we can actually make camp and rest. I mean, we have some sort of shelter which can actually cover us from anything better than what we were before camping in the sand. What do you guys think?
I agree. I think an abandoned house is still better than out in the open.
We're also dying for sleep, so anywhere.
Alrighty. Uh, I'll go ahead and make first watch then. If nobody else wants to investigate anymore, any deeper, if there's anything else that we haven't seen. Taking advantage that it's not really hot and it's getting dark and it's gonna be nice and cold.
That helps.
All right. If everyone is satisfied with resting here for the night, Kriv might even fall asleep in goat form.
If we actually have a fire, like if I need to make a fire, I'll drop it. But
Yeah, I'll just grab a little bit of pieces of wood from uh deteriorated chair and everything like that, and just get some stone, make some fire, build up a little fire in the house.
Sure. Yeah, you guys
And
should be able to rest there if that's what your
okay,
plan
and
is.
I while keeping watch that everybody's resting and everything like that, I start I grab a little bit of water and start softening the skin of the griffin vulture thingy and
You're
start
going to
like
use water to try to bend it back into being more of a
little bit more flexible.
pliable.
Yes, more pliable.
If
Just
you
a
don't
little
mind
bit.
my asking, what's your ultimate plan with the skin of the vulture?
I'm gonna make a little thingy to cover me from the sun
Oh,
with the skin.
a tiny umbrella?
Yeah.
I didn't expect that.
Could have just gotten the umbrella, but no.
Yeah.
Gotta do things the hard way.
We'll need some sort of wire frame to be able to stretch it across also. Well, we'll get there when we come to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say the night is going to pass without anything noteworthy or eventful happening. Whatever your system for who's taking watch when, it's really peaceful up here. It's the wind hits a little bit colder, so it's the elements are a little tougher to sit through. But because you have the shelter, it doesn't affect you that badly. So everybody can recover their hit points, and we can get rid of that exhaustion on our tired folks.
Yay, I'm back to 46. Ooh.
And we'll get our spell slots back and our wild shapes for those of us who have them.
When we wake up, somebody, I think somebody has to tell us a story, maybe.
I'm sorry.
What?
Huh?
You
What?
deserve a story.
I'm just
You
saying
think
we'd like to hear
Any
a
of you
story.
were actually helpful?
Yes?
Hey, I tried. Just because
You
didn't.
did.
Yeah.
They
Exactly.
helped
I'm
me
not
a
mad at
whole
you.
lot. Not gonna lie.
I'm not mad at you, Crib.
I don't think I make it up that without them, if I'm being honest.
It's
Like, I
mostly
fall to my
directed towards
death.
Arviston, and I don't even know what problems
Hey,
caused up there, but it seemed like there was a hell of a delay, and my ass was stuck at the bottom.
okay, it was a delay, but why did you have to point it at me? You didn't even know what happened. You
Because I
shouldn't be mad at me.
voice over the
See-
cliff. I don't care what it was saying. Sounded like excuses to me.
Oh, wow. Somebody
was.
didn't get their beauty sleep last night.
Someone's gonna have to be in timeout, Arvistad.
Whoa,
50% glares.
I already said I'm sorry, okay? I saw it with the horses and in the dogs, and
I'm a
I thought it
person.
was. You were an animal at the time.
I'm a person animal.
Sorry, okay? I
Person
thought it was
animal right.
work.
I'm
It
still
was-
angry
I
about
thought
all
it
the
was-
other stuff you pulled too, just running away and throwing rope all over the place for no reason.
I was a little bit
To the
excited
team,
to see
Arvistad,
what
Why-
in
was.
the desert.
I was a
Why
little
did
bit
we end up with
excited
rope
to
at the
get up
bottom
there, okay?
again?
I'm sorry, I'd never seen an Oasis before. I was really excited. I thought there was
This
going to be
isn't what they
water
look
and other
like.
stuff. Well, now that you say it, now I know. I didn't know. Okay, everybody fine? Everybody let it all out? Are we
A
good?
damn
Are we
story.
okay?
I'll give you a damn story.
Please don't let it be my something about me. Because I already know it if it's about me.
Something about me. Not everything's about you.
Damn. Okay.
Hold on, I gotta roll.
I don't know what kind of energy you're bringing today, but
There's a lot of it.
It's gotta stop. Damn it. I don't know another Avenger story. I only have the one. Alright.
Just tell the story of
Out
Kriv
there.
avenging themselves on Arvistan.
do you want me to slap him and you can tell a story about that?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna slap Arvistad.
Okay.
I'm just gonna take it.
Damage again.
I'm just gonna take him. Like,
Yeah.
okay, just
And this is not like a super damaging attack. You don't have to make an attack roll or roll damage die or anything. It's performative more than anything.
Yeah.
Just making a point.
All right, well.
She just go, "Hey, Everson!" I turn around. What? Bam! Like,
From what I hear,
okay.
let's tell this story here. From what I heard, and I didn't hear everything, so I'm gonna make stuff up. You sprinted up this apparent cliffside with dramatic flair, doing backflips, straight parkour up this thing to, I don't. Well, we'll say prove your manliness. We'll call it that. You got to the top, and in order to really just stick it to the man, you threw the rope back down to the bottom. I think what you were trying to do was you were trying to lift such a heavy weight and prove you could do it, and then maybe suggest to your friends that they do the same, right? So you threw the rope down. Your friends, not understanding your, I don't know, heroic prowess, maybe, assumed that you were being stupid up there. Of course you weren't, but they assumed, right? And so they turned their friend into a goat. The goat hip hopped up, doing an even grander show of traveling up this like cliffside. Something happened. We'll say you. I couldn't imagine what could have possibly happened. Maybe sexually harassed the goat is what it sounds like. Maybe slapped it on the ass, probably. Definitely sexually harassing a goat. The goat got fired up and hit you as hard as they could. Well, I think they forgot about their friend coming up the cliff. And he slipped into the rock a little bit. Clearly upset, unsure as to why there could possibly be so much commotion at the top of a cliff when we definitely had a plan, definitely. So we, their very weakened, manliest friend got up there, unsteadily, definitely looking like an old man trying to climb up a mountain. And what else could possibly happen? Maybe starting an argument and completely forgetting about their friend at the bottom. Maybe that's what happened. And the friend decided to just climb up on her own, right? Get to the top, and then stabbed him in the face. Avenged. Clearly avenged. It's okay, you got better, though. Great story, I know.
A plus story.
Yes.
It was a twist ending because it didn't happen, but it could. It could happen.
To be continued.
Think about that.
I think they just call those threats.
And you know what my mother used to tell me? She said, you have to follow through on your threats at least 60% of the time or people will believe you. So, there's that.
Good advice.
Will we
I'll
be
keep that in
lucky?
mind.
Alrighty then.
Oh, so someone's gonna get extra attack eventually when I decide. I didn't last time, so we'll see.
Awesome.
All right.
Yeah.
What's the plan for the morning?
Can I look around for like, not just like to see what happened, but like to see if there's anything useful somehow still lying around?
Or any weapons?
Like
I'd like to look for just
anything.
metal.
The only person I'm going to let make another check to look around is Kriv, since they are not a goat this time. Everybody else has made their checks to investigate, and they found what they're going to find.
Oh, okay. 13.
Okay. Is there anything in particular that you're looking for? Or any sort of thing?
Just kind of like useful things for what we're doing, like anything that would help keep sun off of someone, or I guess weapons or metal kind of stuff. Nothing like
You'll
just
find
really practical stuff.
you'll find two things. Not anything super extraordinary. The first thing that you'll find is a sort of sheet of reeds that have been tied together with string that kind of flattens out, and it's like almost like a big piece of paper, kind of, that you might be able to use to keep the sun off of you, or at least part of you, in some way. It might have been part of like a hammock that held a baby at some point. What you'll also find is that there is iron here. The iron that you'll find is a big iron kettle.
I'm assuming much too large for us to keep.
You could take it with you. It would be heavy, but it is just, straight iron. Depending on if that's something that's useful to you. None of you is a smithy that can melt this down in any way to change it into some form that's more useful for an adventurer, but you could have it in case maybe you run into one.
Would that like max the carrying stuff though? I know we're supposed to be being careful about that now.
You kind of have to be careful about it. You might need to try to get Shell to carry it, depending on who could possibly do that. Shell right now is not in a mood to carry any of your stuff.
How did Shell get up?
Shell just walks.
Okay. I don't know, this isn't terribly important to me. I don't know if this is useful to anyone. Arvstan, I know you lost a pot, but...
He didn't lose the pot.
Well, no, it's just theoretically useless for food.
In your opinion.
I will keep the sheet of reeds and offer it to more fair-skinned friends.
That's Ravi, I think.
I would say I would take that if nobody else wanted it, for sure.
Arvstan
Sure.
also doesn't do super well in the sun, and he's drying out pretty bad. Could use a
Hey,
chapstick
guys.
if you find one.
Look at this. Look what I made with the skin, and I make this. Take out this wonky umbrella with the skin of the
Well,
griffin.
now what have you made the wire of the umbrella out of? 'Cause that has a frame on the inside of it.
Yes.
I
I did not think about this.
Mhm.
Like I said, it's wonky.
All right, so it's like a sheet that you just kind of hold over your head. You can hold the two corners
Yeah.
like this.
Technically, yeah.
And just kind of cover yourself like you're just holding a blanket.
Just cover. Yeah, like holding a blanket, like woo.
Um,
I try to like make it and all this stuff with just the pieces of wood around from the chairs and everything like that, but it didn't work. So I just have it.
I mean, it works.
Is that just a rotting carcass he's holding over his head now?
Yeah. It takes a long process to properly treat leather to be
It's
able to
washed.
and he hasn't really done any of that process. So it is just skin.
It's dried and washed and dried and washed.
Arvstan, I'm gonna
Uh-huh.
let you know something.
Okay.
Your blankie
Mhm.
is gonna decompose 100%, and it's going to smell really bad in the hot sun. I'm just letting you know.
Oh, what can I do to fix it then?
I am not a tanner.
Salt.
Yeah, I'm sure that helps. Yeah.
Salt? I got salt. I just grab salt and toss it into, then rub it into the skin.
It's nowhere near enough.
Mm-mm.
And like this?
What's
No.
a pinch?
Like, Salt Bay it.
You just have a pocket of salt.
Yes, I'm a cook. Why not?
Ew.
It's salt water
Chef.
from the sea.
Have we
Yeah.
just been eating
Dried out.
pocket salt?
I mean, I didn't see you arguing about it or disgusted about it when you ate the food, right? It's salt.
A lot of the stuff is pocket based that you've been eating so far. So
And so we're
Yup.
clear. You've had this pocket salt the entire
Since
time
the
we've seen
ocean.
you. So
Since the ocean.
from the ocean to the sewer, through the explosions, through the undead, into the crypt, into a magic forest, into the desert. Salt.
Yes?
Yeah, when you were laying unconscious in the sewers.
Yes?
And you guys were upset by a head cooking in a pot, really? That's like actual feces. At least this is meat.
I mean, I took a shower and slept in the ocean, so that kind of washed that off and rebuilt again. Yeah.
You
So
can't,
it's not completely all because of
can't-
that. So,
you
I
can't
think you
wash
can
salt.
wash. Yeah.
You can't wash salt.
like I said, it washed off, it dissolved, and then it rebuilt up again after I came out of the ocean.
How does that even work? Does your
You would
body-
have to boil it. It'd have to be boiled. Oh my god.
Not necessary.
anyway, the salt does not cure your hide.
She does not have enough pocket salt.
And you don't want to use all of it anyway because you need
Yeah,
it.
no, I don't want to use it all.
Well, now you have freshly seasoned meat. What are you gonna do?
Not- yeah, it's
Well,
just
you guys just said to put salt on it, and that's what I did.
You know what, Arvistan? You've done so good. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. All right, now after salt,
should
what
get
should I
going.
do? Should I just watch it again or what?
Just, I mean, keep in mind that the smell of a rotting carcass attracts scavengers. But yeah, if you're going to keep going, the trail, you're not far away from New Sanctum now, but you'll have to descend down on the other side of the mesa to keep going on the road that you've been traveling. So we're going to need, I know we spent a lot of time figuring out how to get up the one side, but now we've got to spend a little bit more trying to figure out how to get down the other.
Is there anything around that we can tie the rope on? And I can be the last one descending, and I'll unhook the rope after everybody descends.
I mean, you could hold it.
Okay. I'll
That's
do that.
one way to do it. As long as people are descending one at a time, you should.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to make a strength check, of course, to hang on to it.
Yep.
But
Sure.
I could be a goat again too.
Don't waste the spells in case we actually need them.
I mean, it's
Unless
not a
you really
spell.
want to. It take a spell slot, doesn't it? Or no?
No, my wild shapes are separate.
Oh, okay. I mean, if you want
I
to,
don't
then.
know how. I don't know what your strength looks like. I'm just offering because I could pretty easily get back down then. In theory, were I to be a goat.
I have a +2 modifier on my strength.
If I'm a goat, I think it's +4,
Okay.
+3.
I mean, one higher than me, so.
it's up to you guys. Maybe
Alright.
everybody make one plan first.
I say do that because
Alright.
I might have a better shot of getting down by myself.
I mean,
as
you
a
have
goat
these.
than you would.
You have the ring to slow fall, so you're
Also
good there.
I'll just jump.
Yep. Yeah,
That's the
we'll do
limit.
that. We'll do that.
Okay. So who's going to be the first down? You're going to tie the rope. Kriv is turning back into a giant goat again.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You're going to
Yeah.
tie the rope around Kriv's horns. And somebody's going to start rappelling down the side of the cliff. Who is going first?
I'll go.
All right, Arvistan. You'll descend down. It's a lot easier. I'll have you make an athletics check just to make sure nothing goes terribly wrong on your way down.
Athletics. That's a 14.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, okay.
So you kick off. You're sliding down the rope as you go, just kicking your side off to the side of the cliff, all the way back down to the bottom of the mesa. You land on the ground and your boots hit the sand, and I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, fuck. Good thing my dexterity is high. It doesn't matter. 9.
Okay. As soon as you touch the ground, the sand underneath your feet starts to give way. It sort of all starts to sink into the spot that you're standing in. You quickly get engulfed up to your knees, to your waist, to your shoulders, and then you're gone.
But I'm still holding the rope, though, right? It's 200 feet of rope.
I would say with a 9, you're not holding the rope.
Fuck. Alrighty then. Alright, guys.
So Arvistan disappears from your sight. Anybody who's looking over the side of the cliff watching him descend, as soon as he hits the ground, he just sinks into the sand.
Guys, that's not good. Arvistan just disappeared into the sand.
What do we even do about that?
I don't know.
Luna's up on top of the cliff, whimpering.
Maybe we tie the rope to one of us and try to dive down and like swim to save him?
Yeah, Princess Bride style. Why don't you do that?
Sure. Alright, so I will quickly try to pull the rope back up and tie myself around and try to rappel down myself.
That's an athletics check for you to climb down.
I'm gonna try and hold the rope. I don't think Kriv can handle someone just like into the sand.
Not bad. 16.
Okay, so you are going to take a slow descent, a lot like Arvistan did, rather than just try to jump down. It's just 200 feet cliff side, and hope that you don't die when you hit the floor. You get down, and you try to land close to where Arvistan did. I would like, so you're intending to go into the sand when you.
Or at least reach into it, see if I can find him.
Okay. I would like Arvistan and Ravi to each roll a d20.
So glad I'm a goat.
11.
Oh my god, I got an 11 as well.
Okay.
That was the answer.
Yeah, that's what we wanted to happen. So, Ravi, you'll try to reach down into the sand to reach to where Arvistan is, but it is so fluid in that spot where he went down that you're also going to just sink right through down to where he is in the chamber below. Sort of empty area. It looks like it's dug out by some sort of burrowing creature or creatures. There's a little pile of sand next to you where the sand that you were in started trickling down and made it like a little hill there.
Does the rope reach to the bottom?
You'll see the rope go into the sand from the top of the cliff. But where it goes from there, those of you up top don't know.
Fair. Hey, Kriv. You want to go into the hole? Is that a no? I can't hear you.
Yo comí anoche. Remember,
I'm a
she's an
goat.
animal right now. She's a
I'm
goat.
not sure how to answer that.
Th-
Yeah.
No, I know. I mean,
They're
you
a
could
goat.
shake your head. You are a sentient goat.
Yeah, but if I were to go down, that means you would also have to be down there.
Mhm.
Or I could stay up here and wait for you guys.
Or they can bring you down.
Not
with
here,
them.
Buckaroo. Apparently, it's all my decision because Crib's gonna stay a goat.
You got Shell and Luna up on the cliff with you too.
Mm-hmm.
Hajite with a little menagerie of animals.
Wow, this is great. All right. Well,
Do we feel anything like at the end of the rope? Like, we feel him moving around?
Ravi, what do you do once you're down there with Arvistan?
Like, who's this?
Uh,
Is there light?
I would immediately kind of like take a look at my surroundings. Does it seem like we're in immediate danger? Does there appear to be a way up? That kind of thing.
Well, as
First
to
of all, is
Arvistan's-
it dark?
Yeah, it is dark down there. The sun doesn't
Oh.
penetrate into the tunnel you're in.
Well, in that
so
case,
you don't see anything.
I would cast light on my pendant.
And I would go
Okay.
like, ah! Because I had dark vision, I was looking okay. I was like, oh, ah! Watch where you point that at, Robbie!
You can't tell if you're in any immediate danger. You're not familiar with the place that you've just fallen into, but you're at the end of a sort of tunnel. As you look around, you can see that this chamber is going to continue on. It curves off in a direction that you can't see.
How high up is it from where I am to where the sand, like, stops?
Not very high, maybe only about 10 feet. The issue that you have there is that you don't know how solid the roof of the chamber that you're in is. So if you made an attempt to like try to climb back out the way you came in, you might cave the whole thing in on yourself and be truly buried.
Is the sand not falling hold by magic or something?
No.
I'll give a couple like tugs on the rope.
Okay, Kriv, you'll feel tugs. They'll pull your head a little bit.
Yeah, I'd probably start backing up because I don't know what they're doing, and I would take that as, like,
Pull me out?
maybe you have Harvestan, so I'd back up.
All right, Ravi, the rope will start to pull you and lift you up off of the ground.
Robbie, take me with you! Don't leave me here!
It's like
Robbie!
a claw in Toy Story.
If I grab onto Arvistan's hand, is it too much weight for Kriv to pull?
Depends on Kriv's strength check. Kriv.
Hajite was holding the rope too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I will hold on to
Okay, no,
Arvistan.
fine.
I'll try to just like have him be pulled up too.
Kriv, with Hajite's help, you can roll with advantage on your strength check.
Ooh,
Nice.
cool. Well, I lost that dice, so
Go on.
the first one was an 8. This one's a 9. Plus 3. So 12.
Okay.
Well,
It's very slow going, and once you get to like the roof of the cavern that you're in right now, and Kriv is starting to have to pull you through a thickness of sand, you don't really move very well anymore. You'll see Kriv and Ajite up on top. You're straining on the rope. You feel like you could pull it harder, but in the situation that you're in right now, it might snap.
that's not good. Are we going through the sand right now? Or we're still not going through the sand
I mean,
while they're pulling?
imagine that you have a rope tied around you, and there's somebody underground right now trying to pull you into the dirt. You'd go flat on the dirt, but they'd have to pull really hard to pull you through the dirt. Even as loose as it is, it's pretty tough.
Yeah, that's... Ooh.
Especially when it's two of you.
Tell as well.
What's that?
Would Hashiote be able to tell as well?
They're not moving, yeah. Ajite be able to tell first, probably, because you'd be a little further up on the rope than Kriv would.
If I feel like the dome of this, does it feel hard? Does it feel like I could like punch through it?
Make an insight check.
19.
It feels like it might feel on the top almost. It's a little harder here than, of course, the loose sand up on the surface, but you could possibly dig through it. It'd be even easier if you had a tool that was designed for that, or something that could be used for it.
if I took my mace, could I break it up to let it fall through?
Do you want to try and do that?
Yeah. I'm gonna try to swing a little bit of ways in case the entire thing collapses. I'll try to like swing out and hit it to the side a little bit first, just to see what happens. Give it a couple of small taps.
Okay.
Gonna go from there.
Your first strike, you're going to go, a good few, like 8 inches into the dirt above you. And when you go in, it just kind of stops. And you pull it out, the sand will start to trickle out like an hourglass falling down. It'll start to pile up on the ground underneath you. And it will sag a little bit in between where you fell in and this new hole that you've made. The ground will lower. If you keep striking, you could probably pop a big old hole in it.
I'll keep. Yeah, I'll keep. Gonna risk it for the biscuit. Gonna keep striking the dirt.
Okay, Kriv, are you still pulling or do you stop pulling?
Still pulling.
Okay, make another strength check. You can have advantage again. Hajite is still helping you.
18.
Okay. So Ravi's hitting the ceiling of this dome cavern he fell into. And as he's kind of trying to strike in it, eventually you put your mace away and just start digging with your hands. Or at least your one free hand that you don't have clutched onto Arvistan. Try to pull yourself out. But for a little bit of time, and then Kriv, you're really straining on the rope. You feel like you're making some headway, but it's taking a lot of effort. There's going to be a little bit where Ravi and Arvistan can't breathe. So I'm going to need them both to make Constitution saving throws to hold their breath while they're essentially buried alive.
Constitution.
21.
Okay, yeah. Ravi knows. He was at the pool at the YMCA, learning how to swim, practicing every day, sitting on the bottom.
12.
Okay, Arvistan, you're going to get a mouthful. You're going to take 6 points of damage. As you struggle to breathe. But eventually, with enough perseverance from Ravi and from Kriv and from Hajite, and I don't know if Arvistan's actually doing anything or if he's just being dragged along, you will pierce through the top of the sand back out into the daylight. And Kriv, you feel it all at once, like a heave. They suddenly break through and you pull them, and it goes a lot faster than it has been going. So you're going to pull them up, a good 20 feet before you even realize that they've made it back out of the ground.
Does the sand keep on trickling down?
From here, you can't tell.
Okay.
Is there somewhere on the cliffside I can like grab onto at this point? Like we've swung here, and I can like grab onto something, kind of like stable myself.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
there's
so
a path on this side, like there was on the other side, that just hasn't
Okay.
been kept up for a little bit. But
That way I
there's
can
places
hold
you
myself
stand.
as well.
Yeah, you could drop Arvistan even. There'd be at least a place where he could stand temporarily.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will yell up, Hazate, Kriv!
Hey,
Yodelay, yodelay, yoo-hoo!
So there is a lot of underground tunnels beneath us. One of which is certainly mostly filled with sand at this point. I don't know if it's safe for us to go back down. I also don't think there's another way to go if we don't.
Do we need to go into them?
I don't know.
Fun
Maybe.
down there? Was there, I don't know, a circus?
It was a dark tunnel.
That's it?
Yeah, but
Curious about a tunnel and not perhaps the extremely dangerous thing that could have made it?
I was worried about maybe there being like those bug creatures you were talking about, like living in the tunnel. So I didn't want to be there.
Yeah. Did you want to go back?
Is there a way to get where we need to go if we go back?
I don't know where those tunnels go. I know where we could go above in the sand and cardinal directions. Sort of. I can't see with my eyes most of the time, so.
That's a better plan, I think, than the bug tunnels.
We could try if you're really fired up about it.
I mean, if you're like, hey, I really want to go into these bug tunnels and traverse the Underdark area and have no idea where we're going, we can do that plan too.
Well, as fun as that sounds. What direction was this tunnel going?
Could I make out which direction the tunnel was going?
Yeah, probably. It was it going away from the cliff, from the mesa.
So we would be able to like vaguely know it was the direction that we were heading.
Kind of. It did curve off in a way that made it so you can't see exactly where it's going anymore. And you don't know if there's any part of this tunnel that's going to be going straight for any considerable amount of time. You don't know anything about it. How many there are. If it's just this one and it only goes, it like curves around that corner and it just stops again. Might be just a tiny little pocket. We have no information about it.
I think we just try the above ground.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a good idea trying to get into a place where you almost buried in sand. You could have easily died down there. And we would have been able to get you.
That is correct.
Yeah, probably no. Probably no.
I'm glad we're on the same page. Can you pull us up and we can regroup or something?
Back up some more.
Let me emulate goat walking.
Yeah, that's how goats walk. Perfect. You've got it exactly right. Yeah, you'll be able to pull them up. If you want to pull them up both at once, it'll be a strength check. If we want to do them one at a time, we can do that without any problem.
I don't think that decision's up to me.
I mean, we could probably do one at a time if Harveston has a place to stand.
Yeah.
Like, he's not at risk of falling over as soon as I get back up the mountain.
Can he just kind of hold on to the cliff area?
Yeah, he's fine.
Is he?
In that case, we'll do one at a time, then I'll untie myself, toss the rope back down, and do it that way.
Okay, so you'll get everybody back up in the Oasis village on top of the mesa. We've just found out that getting to the bottom in the direction that you're trying to go could potentially lead you into death tunnels. Or fun tunnels. I don't know. Maybe there's candy and stuff in there. We didn't stick around to find out. They might be good.
See anything good, Harveston?
I don't see anything out of the ordinary, honestly.
Tunnely?
Yeah. Pretty tunnely, like, kind of was started to, like, go in there, and I tried to walk away, but then Ravi jumped in there and flashed his light all over me. I was like, ah! And then he just grabbed me and we went up, and so a lot of things happen really fast. So, yeah, you know.
I didn't mean the play-by-play.
Nope, I didn't see anything.
Maybe bad walking over there.
I mean, it's a possibility that we could go in there. It could be dangerous, obviously, but we would be safe from the sun. And maybe these were tunnels that the other people from the Oasis took, and that's the reason why they're not here anymore. It's a possibility. I don't know.
Did the tunnels look man-made?
No, they didn't.
Well, I think... do you know? Do you know for sure?
I mean, it was round. I don't think a person can make it
Then
these
why are you
perfectly round.
suggesting that, Jason?
It's just a
Were they
possibility.
not?
I like I'm
Can
saying,
I just
it's a
walk
safe.
over to like the edge of the cliff, but like 40 feet a different direction, like the same kind of direction we were going, and just kind of nod like, here? How about
Is-
here?
Is the sand sinking? Like, could we visibly see it just like...
There's no visible indication from the surface of where
Oh.
you might fall into the sand.
Are there rocks around me that I could pick up and just like throw to where Kriv was nodding down? See if it just sinks right through.
Yeah, you could
It has
probably
to
pick
be
up
a
a
weighty
rock,
rock,
and
right?
toss it.
Because I'm picturing this as like ovalish or something. It's not like a point where there's only one direction to go that way.
Well, there's got to be at least 3 holes.
What are we talking about?
We're talking. Wait, what?
I'm saying like the mesa that we're on.
No.
That it's like, I mean, if we
Yeah.
need to go, if we see the direction we need to go, it's not like we're at a corner point where that's the only way to descend
Right.
and still go vaguely that direction.
Yeah, on 2 parts of the mesa there are like makeshift paths that lead up into the village, but you could descend from anywhere. It's just cliffs leading down on all sides of it.
Yeah, so if we're not using the paths anyway, that's why I just kind of walked over a little bit to where there probably isn't a tunnel.
Yeah, I will grab a rock and I'll throw it as hard as I can down at the sand.
Okay. I mean, to really get a judge on whether or not a person would fall in there, you would need a rock that's like close to the weight of a person, like 100-pound rock at least. But you can't really get one of those. So you just throw a rock down, one that you can feasibly throw, and it'll tumble down. Robbie's not the strongest guy. He's not super weak, but he doesn't clear the cliff face, so it's going to hit on the side of the cliff a little bit as it falls and sort of bounce out just a little bit, knock a little bit of pieces off of the side of the cliff, so you'll see more rock and dust go floating off. And it'll hit the sand. It's hard to tell if it sinks down like you did, or if it just kind of like inside of it a little bit and gets submerged in that way. But you can't say. The sand does cover it once it hits.
Throw the kettle. I want to go. Just go wherever the weird big kettle was and just start pushing it with my face towards the edge until someone gets what I want to do.
Just push it off.
Yeah, if no one picks it up, I'm just gonna push it off the edge and see what happens. It's not a rock.
Go fast.
It is not a rock.
It will not blend in with sand. It will either disappear or sit there. And it should
go.
have some sort of weight to it, some heft if it's, like, iron.
Yeah, Kriv is going to start pushing a kettle with their giant goat head and horns. This is where we're at now.
We're not super helpful to like a moose-sized animal shoving something from a cliff.
Yeah, everybody's watching this with bated breath. They don't know exactly what the plan is, but it looks like Kriv's going to just push it right off of the mesa. Are you pushing off in the same place where Robbie just threw a rock? Or are you trying a different spot? Okay.
Because, I mean, we got no real information from that one.
So you'll push
No
the
offense,
kettle.
Robbie.
It'll get to the edge, and because you're not even throwing it, it's just going to start hitting the cliff and bouncing off, bounding through. You hear a loud twang when it hits the side, really loud. Just sort of echoes inside of the pot and out into the sands around you. It'll land, and it'll get like halfway into the sand, sideways. But you could still see it sticking out over top of it from there.
And it doesn't look like it's sinking.
Nope, not right now.
And
All right, let's go.
the sand before, it wasn't like quicksand, it was just that it was caving in the tunnel.
Right.
When they fell through? Okay, just double checking.
Question for you, Dave.
Mm-hmm.
The spell Thaumaturgy.
Thaumaturgy.
Thirty.
Yeah.
Thaumaturgy.
It allows me to create harmless tremors in the ground. Would those harmless tremors be able to, like, shift in sand if it was loosened?
Tell you what, thaumaturgy's a cantrip. Try it out.
Yeah. First I'm going to do it on the side that I know that there's a hole in.
Okay.
And I'll cast it down there, and I'll create some tremors down there. They can last for up to a minute. So I'll do that for 1 full minute, see if anything happens.
So can you cause them to be all the way down there?
Let me see what the range is. Hang on.
I'm looking at 30-foot range. That's not going to be quite far enough to get all the way down there.
Okay. Kriv, can you lower me part of the way down until I can get close enough to cast my spell? All right. So we will descend just to that point.
Okay. So you get just above the level of the sand. We've got Tom Cruise on Mission Impossible hanging from the rope. Going to try to cast Thaumaturgy to make little tremors in the ground. See what happens. You'll cast the spell. You'll see the ground start to shake in that area. And it'll make almost like a path that you'll see, at least for that minute that you have it going. You see the sand sort of kind of shake and fall in that spot where you and Arbstan went down. And you'll see it sort of trace out that tunnel that you were going down also. It's not anywhere near as much as when you guys broke through, but just enough to kind of show you where that tunnel might be. You can see that there's like a network of it in front of you. There are a few spots on this side of the cliff that are right next to the cliff where you see that sand shifting in, and it's kind of spider webs out in front of you.
I will call back up. Most of this area does not look super safe. Can we move, and then I'll kind of point to the other direction near where the pot was, and then I'll try it again.
Okay. Are you going to stay down and just kind of like...
Yeah, I'll walk sideways, just walk across.
Just like
I was in
window
the
washer.
TV show, climbing the aggro crag.
Yeah. We will need Hajite and Arvistan's help on the rope where it catches on the edge of the mesa, just to make sure it doesn't get caught somewhere.
All right.
Kind of have to lift it up and make sure you can guide it along.
I think I'll watch him struggle for a second and then.
As you
Hey,
go,
man, I can
Ravi,
cast my check. You don't know.
Ravi just kind of walking sideways on this rope around the edge of this mesa until you get, and it's quite a walk. I mean, you went a little ways away, and it kind of widens out a little bit at the base, so it's further out on the bottom than it is at the top. So Ravi gets his way all the way around until you can see where that iron pot fell down. He'll cast the Thaumaturgy spell there again, and you will see spots where that sand is sinking in a little bit, but it's nowhere near as intricate and as widespread as the other part of the mesa that you saw before. It looks like, just based on the way that they're falling apart, that the spots that you can see here where it is sinking probably link up to that network that you saw earlier. So that must be more of the hub of this kind of underground tunnel system, and you're sort of on some of the outer branches of it.
So from where we are now, if we continued in the direction that we were traveling, would that move us too far away from our overall goal direction? Is question A, and then question B is, do I think that there's a safe place to land here that would get everybody down here and then determine our next steps?
B first. It looks like there should be somewhere safe to be around here. If your theory is correct, if the thaumaturgy is telling you the places where you're going to sink, you see enough area around here that is not being affected by that you think you could land and not falling to the ground. As for whether this is going to take you too far out of the way, you're not sure, because you get a certain radius that you're able to discover with this thaumaturgy. But that's how far you can see that is going to be safe or not safe. That's as far as you can determine. So you'd have to do it again further on to see if it was any worse.
I think we're okay to land here, guys. We can figure out what to do after that.
Okay, I have a question.
Yeah.
If Unseen Servant can interact with things, does it have a weight to it?
Let me see. I'm going to check the spell itself. My guess would be no.
That's what I was thinking too.
If there's something in here that indicates otherwise. I'm going to say it doesn't. Yeah, it's like a ghost almost, but not a ghost. Because those are bad. Robbie would have to kill it.
That's sad. Well, so guys, I can make this invisible dude. I'm not sure if that would be helpful to you, but he does simple things and can stay ahead of us if we can find a way to make it like blatantly obvious of areas to avoid. It can interact with stuff and it won't go away until it dies. So
Can it
if
communicate
you have any
everything?
ideas.
Can it communicate everything that it sees to
Nope.
you?
Mm-mm.
No.
What it can do is hold a stick and poke the floor.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that would be helpful.
That
Yeah,
would be
actually.
really helpful, yeah. That way we don't fall down. I mean, at the same time, he won't fall down because he doesn't weight anything.
Yeah, he
technically
won't
a
fall.
ghost, so it's like a 50-50 double-edged sword right
Part
there.
of me was hoping he could fall. Like, like if he just walks ahead and sinks, it's just like, oh.
Okay, do not step there.
Works for once.
Resummon! That way now.
Oh, can't do that.
Yeah, it'll just be
Yeah.
a spirit of
Oh.
force. We're already
Okay.
tracking so many things that you guys, like, all your pets and spells and all these different things that people summon.
Yeah, you'd only get one chance.
Drive the
Well,
DM crazy with all the
you
spells
get-
and summons.
You get 4 chances.
No!
Technically.
I summon that Kraken!
But that's my best bet as far as something we're not worried about dying.
I mean, that'll help if it can actually carry the stick and poke where it's gonna sink. That'll
It
give
can't
us
poke
more of
hard. It
that'll
has a
give us
strength
more
of
an
2.
advantage. Ooh.
Well, let's get everybody down here first, and then we can figure it out.
All right, let's do
Well-
that.
How long has it been since we started this? Do I need to wild shape again?
It's been a while, but as long as we get everybody moving pretty quickly from here on, you should be able to keep it for now.
Okay.
But everybody's going to need to move now. So whatever you need the giant goat for, you got to do it now.
Yeah, I would just say I'd be trying to keep an eye on how long I've been that, so I'm not like they're rappelling down and then I revert back to crew form or something.
Yeah, we're coming up on 2 hours, so
All right,
Yeah.
everybody, let's go down.
Ravi will untie himself. Are you going to try to go to the sand and stand in one of the places that you have deemed safe? Here we don't have so many footholds like we did when we were on the makeshift paths earlier.
Actually, would the spell Find Traps work?
Let me check the wording of the spell.
I will say no. Hopefully, I'm wrong.
You're not the DM though.
I mean,
Like I said, hopefully because the name says it, and this is technically not traps.
So in the wording of the spell, a trap for the purpose of this spell includes anything that would inflict a sudden or unexpected effort you consider harmful or undesirable, which was specifically intended as such by its creator. That last bit is where it's getting hung up.
yeah. Yep, you're right. So, like, if this was a creature that was just tunneling through things, it did not intend for it to be a trap. It just is a trap because it was just moving along.
Yeah, the tunnels aren't dug to trap prey.
Okay. Yeah, I would probably go ahead and give it a cautiously, if I could, give it a shot. Like, put a foot on it, see if I sink, put a little bit more weight on it as I slowly creep forward.
Okay, yeah. Robbie's going to tiptoe onto the sand like a toddler walking into the ocean. Put a nice wide berth away from the spots where you have determined that it should be able to cave in. But you'll be able to get onto the sand and feel like you can firmly plant yourself, at least in the spot where you're standing, without sinking. And he'll untie the rope. You guys can pull it back up. Who will be the next one down? There's still 5 of you up there. Hajate's coming down. So we'll
I'll be
tie up
after
and
Hashote.
descend Hajate. Robbie, do you have like spots picked out for your friends to stand on?
I would probably cast the spell again, and
Okay, yeah.
to try to get a better feel of it. And I'll move as far out as I can get, or as I feel it's safe from where I'm at now. And as I come down, I'll be like, there, like stand there.
Okay. So Robbie's directing you, Ajite, on where to place your feet when you get to the ground floor. It is shaky. Robbie's kind of making a constant low-grade earthquake when you get down there. So it's kind of tough to keep your footing. It's wobbling a little bit. But he's telling you places where he's deemed it safe to stand. The rope will come back up for Arvistan. Now the question, Arvistan, is do you want to go down, or do you have a solution for Luna or Shell?
Not be able to hip hop down like she did the first time.
There was a path on that side.
Yeah, there's no path on this one.
Wasn't there a path over here though?
Nope.
Shell could go back to where you first came up the mesa a day previous and go back down where you first climbed. But that's pretty far away from where Robbie and Hajate are right now. And there's an undetermined number of underground tunnels between here and there.
I will grab the bottom, like I'll pull the rope all the way to the top, and I will tie it around Luna and ask Robbie, "Where's a safe place to drop her?" And I can drop Luna that way.
I will point out the closest spot.
Okay,
All right.
so
I'm guessing this is a strength check, or just go with it.
We'll just go with it for now. We've already proven that we're capable of climbing this rope in this specific situation.
Okay.
So you just kind of hand over hand lower Luna on the rope. And you've got it like tied like a harness around her, so she's just kind of suspended, falling down.
Yeah.
She's going to tuck her tail between her legs and tuck her ears back. She's not happy with the situation right now.
Hey, you okay, girl? You okay? Don't worry.
Lower
You're
down
gonna
all the
be
way.
okay.
When she starts getting close to the ground, she'll start kicking with all of her legs. That makes it kind of
Ashante's gonna catch her before she freaks out and lands in a dumb spot.
Okay, yeah. You can grab her. She's very big.
Yeah.
So you're not going to be able to hold her for very long. You just kind of grab her and quickly guide her down to the ground.
Now, Shell, that's going to be a problem.
Shell is giving you the look that Kriv gave you earlier as a giant goat.
Amazing how similar those two are.
I get closer to Kriv and ask her. So I know obviously she's not gonna be able to answer me, but I'm like, so what are we gonna do with this one? Because as sure as hell she's not gonna let me touch her. Maybe you can convince her some way? No?
Yes,
Okay.
the excellent communication skills of a goat.
I
have
mean,
a question.
she's nodding. She's nodding. So I'm like, nope. Okay. Oh God.
Kriv is not nodding. They are looking at you incredulously, as they usually do. A question.
The floating spell.
Floating spell?
Can we get on that? Is it just Kriv? Can Kriv something and slowly sink something down?
Kriv has feather
the
falling.
rings. That's the ring,
And-
so it's
ring.
only for her, I think.
I just
How are
want to know the
they?
limits of this.
I believe it will be just for Kriv.
I don't even know if we know the limits. Like, if I jumped off of this thing, if that's too high, like, if it's like a.
You take no
certain
damage from
amount of
falling.
time.
You fall
Just-
slower than other people fall, and you don't take any damage from falling down.
Okay.
So if the person was on top and like riding them, would they act like a raft that was synced to the bottom?
So if Shell was riding Kriv.
Right? This might be the
The
most
giant
bad
goat,
idea,
Shell
but
is smaller.
It is theoretically, potentially possible based on Shell's cooperation.
good. Now he's got to convince Shell to ride a goat.
Oh shit, I should not have gone down first. I'm the only one okay with risking their arm. Whoops.
Now, we are running out of time for Kriv to be a goat.
Yeah.
Let's go, Arviston. I can't help. I'm on the ground.
Oh my God. Why? Why is it me on this situation all the time? Okay. Think. I'm gonna do the stupidest thing ever, and I'm gonna try to approach her with a rope, and see if she's gonna let me touch her. And I go slowly approaching to her and say like, "Hash your taste downstairs. We're trying to put you down, so can you please not bite me for the first time ever? You can bite me afterwards if you want, but we're trying to get you down. Think I can put this rope around you? Maybe?"
She's going to give you a lot of incredulous looks, and you're going to need to make an animal handling check.
Fuck, here we go.
Coming at her with a rope.
Okay.
If someone was coming at me with a
you said
rope, as a
animal
human, I'd be
handling?
like, no, we're not doing whatever you're thinking.
Fingers crossed. That's a 17.
17.
Yes.
Shell's going to look at Kriv, the giant goat, for information. You get the big
Trick
bird
is-
eye.
The trick is Kriv also doesn't know what's going on.
I whisper you. Well, no, I didn't say anything
You
to
just
you.
said, "What are we gonna do?" and then pulled out a rope.
Yeah, I didn't know. But you can hear what I'm saying.
That's
Me
true.
as a person in real life doesn't know what you're doing right now.
I'm
All right.
trying to tie her with the rope so we can, like, let her down.
Shell,
Just like Luna.
she thinks she's
Oh
got
god,
it figured
she's
out.
thinking.
But she thinks she might understand
Uh-oh.
what the horrible human person or, elf
God,
person
come on, I'm not horrible.
coming at her with the rope intends. It's not terrible stuff. He's using the right animal handling tactics for the most part.
God, please
Shell-
let it be a good one.
Shell is special. She's
I
not
know.
like all the other animals. All these regular animal handling tactics, that doesn't work on her. She's gonna try to help you out, Arvistan. She's yeah, I got an idea.
Oh,
She said, he's got an idea, but I got another idea. He's got the rope, so he's trying to get down, and he needs some help.
Oh no!
So she's gonna do, straight up Street Fighter Tatsu kick, donkey kick you off of the cliff, Arvistan.
Oh my!
Now you've got the rope.
I can never fucking win one. I swear to God.
You got the rope. Just make a quick strength check to hang on to it.
Damn it. I'm gonna kill Shell one of these days. I swear to God. 18 plus. Where's my strength? Constitution 30 plus 2, 20. Unnatural 20.
All right. So Kriv also has to act kind of fast. And luckily, Shell is actually part of this plan that she has concocted without informing any of the rest of you.
Well,
Now you know how it feels.
I tried.
So rather than have you fall all the way down to the ground, the whole length of the rope, Shell's going to catch it part way as you fall. Your strength allows you to hang on to the rope. And then Shell is going to help Kriv to lower you down to the ground. Robbie, do you have a spot picked out for Arvistan?
This
I imagine so, yeah.
I swear to God, I'm gonna murder that bird one of these days.
Arvistan,
So cool every time no
stand
one else
there.
is looking.
Gotcha.
Look at my smart baby.
You guys will look up from the ground up to the top of the mesa, and you'll see just this bird head poking out. And it'll call out at you.
I'll give like a motion to like come down, like there.
I'm gonna give her words of encouragement. Good job, Shell. You're doing so good.
I'm gonna murder all of you in your sleep. I swear to God. I'm gonna wait for that one precise moment that you take that potion again. I'm gonna murder you.
I will look over at Arvistan. I do not recommend going against the teachings of Freyr and slaughtering your friends. He would not look kindly upon that, and neither would I.
Robbie, you do not understand what just happened. Let's live it this way.
What just
We'll
happened?
talk
I'd
later.
like to hear a story, except we need to get her down.
No.
It's
Okay,
not
good
time
luck
yet.
with that. I tried.
Hey, Shell, you got any plans to come down?
Was Thaumaturgy just working because he was doing like tremors in the sand? That's what he was doing, right? Not like wind. Okay.
Right.
And I don't know like how big this mesa was. If we had to go back down, like the path on the other side, is that like a whole day to get back around to the other side or something?
It's not really an issue with the time. It's the only problem that would result is that there are these tunnels that you could fall into in the sand.
Yeah.
Robbie's got a technique for finding them. If you know thaumaturgy, you might be able to mimic his technique.
I don't. I was looking at Druidcraft because I can do like wind, but I don't know that that would be the same. Or I
Probably
guess-
wouldn't help you knowing what's
If it-
underground.
I mean, it does just say it like the same description of like you could create an instantaneous, harmless sensory effect. Would I be able to do the same thing? I think it's just smaller, because I can only do it 5 feet at a time. But if I just
A minor wonder or a sign of supernatural power versus... It's a good question.
And the answer is...
Because otherwise I have a thing, but I don't know if it would get us all the way across.
You wouldn't be able... You're not going to be able to do the tremors.
Okay.
Like thaumaturgy can. Druidcraft is more fun, kind of. Like
Okay.
fun little things that are pretty and cool. Rather than like, proof that your god exists that you're trying to display through spell casting.
Okay. I'm double checking everything that I have right now.
You're still a goat right now.
Yeah, but that's not going to be for super long, and I don't know that I can communicate very well with Shell.
Right. I mean, if you had speak with animals to talk to
do.
Shell, you couldn't do it in your goat form.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the concentration, right?
one. Well, yeah, I just can't cast anything as a goat.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it
Would
looks
the
like
mountain version of the bird be able to get down this cliff?
Not on this side.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I have one idea, and it sounds like it's the only idea any of us have right now.
Okay.
So I guess we're gonna do it. So I'm gonna drop goat form.
All right. Back to Dragonborn.
Yes. I will cast Speak with Animals, which is first level. Okay. And then I will. Oh man, Shell's such a puzzle.
She's a
I
tough
guess,
nut to crack.
yeah, tell Shell I can help us try to get back to them, but we have to go down the way we came. Will you go with me?
Ask her if she could glide like a chicken.
They can't. I know they can't. I've been one.
Damn it.
Shell sees Kriv as a competitor.
I don't know what that means.
Like a,
Can
like
I
a
tack on at the
sort
end
of rival.
If she's like pausing, can I just be like, the ground is dangerous? I might be able to help get us back.
Well, she doesn't care about that.
Okay, that's fine. I
She's
guess.
thinking, Cribs has an idea. She's going to say, I think I can get there faster than you.
And safely, because if you can get down safely,
Gone. She starts running.
all right.
She's taking the path that you suggested back towards where you guys first came up on the mesa.
Cool.
And she's just going to leap off and do a little flutter with her feathers and then disappear from your sight.
Can I run over to see what's going on?
I believe she is actually faster than you, so
Yeah, probably.
you can run over there, but she's gotten over there long before you do.
Oh yeah.
When you get there and look down,
Just drop.
she's sort of skipping down on these little footholds on this makeshift path, this dilapidated backtracking path. She just kind of jumps off in certain places and just kind of she doesn't have the slow fall like you do, so she kind of thwumps when she hits the ground. She bends her knees to absorb the impact, but her bottom usually touches the floor, and then she's all momentum and competition. She's very competitive with you, Crib. So she's trying to get to the ground and beat you.
Can I just, not having a clue how to handle this right now, just yell down like, "Careful, the sand might give out." I got nothing. Like, this bird's way faster than me.
She'll get to the sand and start running around the edge.
Yeah, that tracks. Okay. You were saying that the base is it widens out. If I follow along the edge at the top, can I vaguely keep up to keep an eye on her? Because I won't be able to catch up, and if she falls, I won't be able to see where necessarily.
Yeah, you could do that.
To see if she does fall, where, and if not, if she just gets back, then know that.
Sure, yeah, you could follow her,
Okay.
watch her. She'll run without impediment, sort of coming around the edge and to within view of the rest of the party, who will see Shell. This is hundreds of feet away from where you are right now, running in your direction. A little cloud of dust kicking up behind her.
Like Roadrunner.
As she goes. She takes, big plodding steps with these, her feet spread out super wide, and it looks kind of silly almost the way that she runs across the sand. She'll keep going in that direction, and then she'll make this throw, and she's got how much?
You got in the sink.
Okay. Her speed is to her advantage. As she goes, she's going to hit one of these underground tunnels, and her foot's going to go down and start sinking into it. She's going to flutter and panic really quick. But she is moving, so that foot goes down, but the other foot was already taking that next step. So it clings on to a patch of the sand in front of her, and she kind of pulls herself out with her other foot to just keep going.
Oh my god. She's so perfect. Look at her, you guys.
She'll catch up with the rest of the party, Kriv. You'll see. She almost fell
I love
in,
her
but
so much.
Okay.
she made it over there. And then she'll look up at you, Kriv, and squawk a couple times. If you still have speak with animals on,
Yeah.
she'll scream, "I win!"
She was so competitive. I thought she liked you.
Yeah, it's every other day, I guess. I want to, partially because it'd be really funny that I assume it sounds like I'm also squawking when I talk to Shell. Congrats, I guess. And then.
She does a little bird dance down there, like a touchdown.
Oh my god.
It's been a great trip for me, you guys. I get
It's like
attacked.
end goal, like
I get made
throwing
fun
down the
of,
football.
Yep.
being bullied by a bird. Can I just yelled out not in bird? Like, where's a safe place for me? And hope someone points one out.
Yeah, I will for sure point one out.
And then we're gonna test what you said about my ring, and I'm just gonna jump.
They'll take a running jump and just leap off the edge of the mesa.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. If I have to direct, even though it might do nothing, I would try to hold the robes out to
It's a couple hundred feet. The robes aren't necessary to help you fall slower.
I meant to direct, if it's oh, I need to go to the right. Even if it doesn't work, I would try it.
You could try it a little bit. It's a couple hundred feet, which is significant for someone jumping off of it, but it's not really a lot of room to kind of be directing yourself as you're falling down. So you get, a handful of seconds, really, as you're going. But you do get to where Robbie pointed out.
Yay.
You use your tail as much as you use your robe.
Oh my god.
I am so glad I have that ring, because otherwise you guys would all be waiting for me, and I'd be in a tunnel on the other side.
So everybody's on the ground again. What do you guys want to do from there?
Immediately feed Shell.
I would stick my tongue out at Shell.
And she'll snort at you in response.
I would just laugh.
I'm gonna hand her some meat that I had pocketed. Jerky meat.
Yeah, she'll gobble that up.
Oh yeah. Good job, Shell. Look at you. Perfect bird. All right. What do we do now, Robbie? Oh, different idea. So.
Different than the idea we haven't heard yet.
I was thinking about it, and I might be able to break a bunch of tunnels if we want to go with that option. With a lot of thunder. A lot of thunder.
So what's the play?
We could break them and permanently know where they are, or we could earthquake our way through the desert. Which I think is fine, but
it's a possibility that with your idea, what you're trying to do, could break any actual support where we could go through. So I don't know if
technically we're supposed to be avoiding the tunnels completely, yeah?
I could stick my hand down a tunnel and do gust of wind. That'd probably break some stuff.
Jump into the sand.
I don't want to jump into the sand.
I'm not sure what that would achieve, but you could.
Would your shatter spell work?
That's what I was thinking. See, that one's thunder. And then I have Thunder Wave, which conveniently is also thunder. I was just curious if you guys thought that was a viable idea. It could be good. It could kill all of us. It could open like gaping holes and the sand will immediately rush in and we'll just be standing here like, what the frick do we do?
What is the range in which you can cast the spell?
I had it pulled up because I was looking that up and then I forgot what I was doing.
I could look up
See.
Thunder Wave while you look up Shatter.
60 feet on Shatter.
You're a lot faster than me.
And-
Thunder Wave is 15-foot cube.
Yep, 15. So I could shatter potentially a bunch of dirt. I'm not sure if it'll work.
I would go ahead and do it. Kind of in the as far as you can get out as humanly possible. So, in case it doesn't work, we don't get caught in some sort of collapse.
What sort of network did you see over there? Is it big? Should I not collapse all of that?
Where we are looking to go, did I have any inclination as to what the network was like over there?
You saw what you thought was a lot of it, but you didn't see what would be the edge of it, or at least you can't determine if you saw where it ended.
There was a whole bunch over there, but I obviously didn't get anywhere close to what the edge would be. I say go for it.
All right, I'm gonna try and hit as close to the middle of the network as I can.
Okay.
Robbie's description.
You're going to where Ravi and Armstrong originally landed, because Ravi's going to have to thaumaturgy and guide you.
Attempt.
Safe pass.
Attempt to, yeah. Further out, if I could, like further away from the cliff.
Yeah, you just have to get 60 feet from where you're trying to cast the spell. So you're going to cast Shatter there. You targeting it like underneath the ground, or you're targeting it above the ground? Okay, underground.
As underneath as I can?
Yeah, I mean, you don't know exactly where the
Right.
tunnels are, but you just like pick a spot and hope that that's where one of them is. You'll cast a spell and you look at Shatter just to see exactly what it does. Yeah. So that will let out a loud ringing noise. You will hear it muffled at first, but then it will erupt out and it'll start to cave in a lot of the tops of the tunnels in this little network area. It has a certain radius that it envelops it at 20 feet. Was that right? 10-foot radius.
10.
Or you'll see the roofs of those tunnels collapse in. And you'll see like the outline of where those tunnels were as the roof just sort of drops where they were down onto the floor. And it'll cave in. And the edges of that radius will sort of slope down towards where that section that you blew out is. So after that sound rings out, you hear another muffled sound that follows up behind it. Like a skittering noise.
Oh shit. So my backup thought as I was casting that was, I sure hope this isn't some kind of nest, and then I just let it happen.
Robbie's been shooting earthquakes all through here, like
True.
willy-nilly all over the place. So if you were worried about alerting something, we're past that.
It's over.
Oh my god, we're gonna die.
Yeah, you'll hear that little skittering noise. Now, did everybody go with Ravi and Hajate, or did they just kind of go off to that direction to do that spell themselves?
I just follow Ravi and Hashote because I don't have anything to cast.
We're sticking in a group, or was that okay?
Yeah, I would think so. Because especially now if we hear the skittering noise, I would try to increase my frequency of the spells so we can try to run and get to some sort of stable ground. Just keep going outward.
Let's have everybody make
Are
a
we running?
perception check.
What check?
Get a what check?
Perception.
Okay.
Okay, come on, Grog.
Are we all
Groggy.
running?
That is.
Yikes.
Oh, mine is high. Let's go. Perception +5. That'll be 23. When I needed it the most with Shell. Fucking Shell. Swear to God.
17.
Yeah, also pretty good.
If we were going to be backtracking to where the stable ground was, I probably would have stayed there with the animals.
No, we're
if
not
that's-
backtracking.
That was
No, I
not
mean,
part of
like,
the plan until that there was a skittering noise.
Okay.
Ravi would be the one to. I mean, we can all visibly see where it's something. He's shaking something. We could see things right now.
Mhm.
We're waiting for your roll.
I got 11. Sorry, 12.
12.
12.
Good. Kriv, what did we get on perception?
17.
17. Okay. It's pretty good all around. I understand as topping everybody off. You can all hear this little kind of muffled skittering, something coming on underneath the ground. But everybody but Hajite will roll just a little bit too low.
As usual.
We'll see poking out from under the sand these little sort of tendril antennae pieces, and they'll just sort of as they pierce out, you see they come in little clusters, about a dozen or so, and they just kind of feel around on the surface, and as they start to come out, they come out further and further, and that's where we'll call it for this week.
Oopsies.
Excellent.
Where was the voice of reason when I was.
We are on the worst fucking spot ever.
If this was Tremors, we would have died like 2 hours ago.
At 2
That's
hours,
true.
we would have died the second we step on this place.
We would have shaken
Yeah.
all of them.
I want to commend everybody for doing a fantastic job. There's a lot of creative solutions to some of the problems that were posed.
Yeah, very good.
I didn't expect thaumaturgy. The giant goat was great. Fantastic. I really enjoyed that. I was like, Arbstan fell in. He's gone. Did you figure you got him out?
Just all off and disappeared in the sand. We're all like, uh-oh.
I said, that's
They're
it.
like, well, good riddance.
You guys
I've
had
seen The Princess Bride. We could get him.
a reasonable and well put together plan, and you got him out. And yeah, that was great. Next week, Jason, you're not going to be able to be with us, correct?
More likely no.
Right.
But they haven't approved my vacation, so still.
We'll set
Question
in
mark.
stone. That's not going to be a possibility. So
Yeah, let's say
What
it's
about
not gonna be
Tuesday?
so far.
Hmm?
Any other day before
I said, what about Tuesday?
any other day before the 29th, I'm okay. So if anybody else can, specifically Dave.
What about
I'm
Tuesday?
down.
So you can't do the 25th. That's next Thursday.
No, the 29th. I can do the 25th. Yes.
Okay, the 25th is next Thursday, so we're good.
Yeah,
for next
I'm
Thursday.
fine with that. Yes, I'm good with that. Yeah.
And then the week after that's not okay? The first?
Yeah, because I'm gonna be gone between the 29th to the 5th, so I'm technically losing 1 week.
Okay, so we're good next week.
Yes, we are.
We'll be back for episode number 25, where we're going to meet some bugs.
Yeah.
We're the Starship Troopers when we need them.
I know,
I just
right?
loved casting that in my brain immediately going, ask Ravi if he thinks it's a nest. And I was like, oh no, I should have asked that beforehand.
Yeah,
Okay, until then, thank you guys all for playing. You all did. Everybody did great. This is I think this is one of the better ones. Whoever's watching, thank you for doing that too.
Yep.
We'll see you again next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
Okay, perfect.